Welcome to Franchising Unlocked, brought to you by Neighborly, a network of home service brands. I'm your host, Brad Stevenson, Chief Development Officer for Neighborly. Franchising Unlocked is more than a podcast. Whether you're an aspiring franchise owner or an industry professional looking to stay in the know, this series was designed to be your trusted source of insights and inspiration. I'm excited for this edition of Franchising Unlocked because we have Mike Davis, CEO of Neighborly, who has seen a little bit of franchising, right, Mike? Whether it's multiple verticals, B2C, B2B, private equity, publicly traded companies, you name it. Mike's seen a little bit of that. And I want to welcome you to Franchising Unlocked, Mike. Appreciate you joining us today and giving your perspective and experience and some wisdom bombs regarding franchising. Welcome in.
Thank you. Incredibly excited to be here, Brad, and look forward to diving into what I'm sure will be an awesome conversation around an awesome topic.
Love it. Love it. Well, let's jump in. Talk a little bit around kind of resiliency and vision. So when you think about resiliency in home services, what does that word really mean to you? And how is Neighborly building resiliency into the way our brands operate and grow and support those franchise owners we just talked about?
Resiliency, I think, manifests itself at Neighborly in a few ways. At the highest level, the brand portfolio and the diverse verticals we're in builds a natural resilience to any macro, even microeconomic trends. The other thing that builds such an incredible diversity here is the plethora of our owners. So when you're looking at 4,000 owners, you get backgrounds in finance and technology and the trade. So we, because of this portfolio of people, this portfolio of owners, there's a natural resilience to, because they all have different ideas and perspectives and beat headwinds. We have lots of it. But one of the interesting things about resilience that I hear almost every day now is resilience to the impact of AI. The trades right now are such a hot, sexy vertical because of all the disruption happening in the world today. A lot of it positive disruption with AI. I would say 1 out of 3, 4 conversations I have is how awesome the trades are right now because of the lack of impact and resiliency against some of the technology stuff going on today. By the way, we think AI is going to help our business in spades and make it better, faster, speed to lead, speed to job, lots of awesome stuff. So we're looking at AI as all upside.
Yep. Agreed. So let's talk a little bit about why our space wins. And you touched a little bit on it already, but home service just continues to be one of the most durable categories, even whether it's through economic change or COVID or pick challenges that are out there. From your perspective, what fundamentally makes the industry so strong, and why is it now an attractive time for an entrepreneur to enter into the franchising and home service space?
I think a couple at the very highest level, right? There's only going to be more homes built on this planet, right? So being in the home service business at the highest level, we're in a industry where the total addressable market or the serviceable market is only going to expand. Mm-hmm. So again, everybody in the industry looks at the total addressable market, and ours is only going to grow. A couple other, bringing it down a layer. One, the majority of our brands in some form or fashion are needs-based. So you cannot procrastinate a garage door that won't open, a backyard that's infested with mosquitoes that's unsafe for your kids. You name it. Most of our verticals in some time in your life are needs-based. And then rounding it out, I think, is the nature of the fragmented market. Almost every one of our verticals, literally 99% of them, are fragmented. You have a couple big players in a city, and then you've got lots of mom and pops. You have lots of homegrown, a chuck and a truck soda, for lack of a better description. So If you're a new owner, your ability to break in, you don't always have to beat the big behemoth. You can beat another mom and pop. So lots of ways to win if you're an owner. The total addressable market continues to grow, and the majority of our brands are needs based. And those three make it a very exciting and appealing category to be into. And the fourth, of course, I just mentioned is lack of AI disruption.
For someone that's comparing franchising or home service opportunities, what truly sets Neighborly apart? We talked a little bit about it. And why do those differentiators matter for a franchise business owner?
We look at the highest level three simple pillars of differentiation. One is first party data. I've mentioned it a couple times, but as we're igniting our marketing automation and cross sell upsell machine, there's not many platforms in the US that give you the ability to cross sell, which drives down customer acquisition cost of 25 plus million, as I mentioned, 3 million new a year. That's only growing. So one is first party data. The second is scale. That scale provides a Google relationship in the top tier. That provides some upside advantages with some of the vendor relations. Scale is one of them. And last, and probably in many cases most important with franchising, is collective intelligence, I should say, best practices. When you have 28 global brands, 19 North American brands, and you have 4,000 plus owners from all these amazing backgrounds, sharing best practices and enhancing these wonderful systems that have been built over 50 years is second to none. So you're stepping into a pool of intellect, a pool of franchise experience, a pool of system experts like no other business in the trades.
If you put your glasses on to look out, let's say more midterm, 12 to 24 months, what is your vision for Neighborly, and what key trends or signals should prospective franchise owners be watching as they decide whether this industry and Neighborly is right for them?
I think the big thing we've touched on a couple times, already an advantage at Neighborly is the scale and first party data and the amount of homes we're in collectively. Every day from a multi-brand customer standpoint, we continue to stitch that together more and more. And AI and all the just different flavors of technology today are going to make the need for just immaculate personalization more and more important. And we are sitting on a gold mine when it comes to that. We've already added in weather data to our first party. So there's also third party, new mover. Just over the last couple months, as zip codes had freeze warnings, we were talking to existing customers about AirServe for HVAC and Mr. Rooter for plumbing needs. That type of stuff in our ecosystem is going to create a lot of magic.
Here we're about to close out. I'd love maybe a piece of advice, and think about it two ways. One, for any of our existing Neighborly owners that are listening, any advice you have for our existing owners? And then the follow-up is going to be, is any advice for anyone that's considering getting into franchising that's not in it yet? Advice you may give to those two prospective listeners today?
Maybe a bit, I'll start on philosophical advice.
Okay.
And a quote that I've used, I think at almost every presentation here at Neighborly, which is people don't decide their future, they decide their habits, and their habits decide their future. I think you stepping into a franchise system, you get this blessing of, again, 50 years of experience, and it works if you build the habits. If you come in and just say, I bought a system and I want it to work, it doesn't work like that. If you want to be amazing, again, If you build the habits, they'll build your future and build your destiny. So 1% better with rituals and habits will be life-changing in all of our brands. So that's a bit more philosophically. Getting a little bit more down into the weeds, as I just mentioned, most of our businesses are pretty simple. Speed to lead, speed to job. Consumers are calling in, be super fast answering and be super fast getting to the job. And that means having capacity, that means hiring ahead. A lot of things go into that. P&Ls, we are very focused on profitability for our owners. We know that profitable owners invest more, I should say, because it's investing, not
Right.
an expense. Investing in marketing, investing in people, investing in systems. So revenue is the heartbeat of that P&L. So we spend an abnormal amount of time of making sure you're growing, driving leads, keeping your techs busy, keeping your techs paid, but also with vendor deals and other opportunities to keep sharp P&Ls. So a little bit of philosophy, a little bit of converting, closing, speed of lead, speed of job, and obviously be focused on the P&L so you can invest in marketing, invest in people, and invest in systems. Once an owner makes that mindset shift from marketing as an expense or hiring as an expense to their investments in delivering the other side of those ritual and habits, it's game changing for owners.
Agreed. People, they're foundation of what it's all about. When you get that strong foundation and you're making then the investments to be able to reward your team, reward your business, that's when the magic happens, right?
I guess one last thing that just popped into my mind
Yeah.
is, if you're wondering, if you're struggling and you're sitting at your desk, you are probably not doing all you can, because 99% of our businesses happen in the community, at the home. So get out in the community and make noise. When you make noise in the community with BNI groups, any community organization, the softball team you sponsor, all of that is human capital, not cash capital. And so when you're a new owner, use that human capital to make noise. And when you make that noise in the community, it helps your cash capital, because then your leads are cheaper and there's other halo effects. So make noise in your community. Do not sit behind your keyboard. Go out and become the name. When people think of a service, you're the face they think of.
Amen. It's not going to be done sitting behind a screen, and getting out and about drives those referrals, which is a lifeblood for all of our owners. So, Mike, thank you so much for the wisdom bombs today. Thank you for joining us and the continued leadership at Neighborly. And I look forward to catching up again soon down the line.
My pleasure. It's such a joy and such a privilege to be part of this organization, but more importantly, just so many amazing owners every day. True pleasure.
Agreed. Thank you, sir. Thank you for listening to Franchising Unlocked from Neighborly. We appreciate you being part of the neighborhood. For more information on any of our home service brands, please visit franchise.neighborly.com. Until next time, remember to be kind.